alabaster, so it's kind of like a beigey color. Oh yeah, that's real cute. Like, oh Jesus. Okay. So you see, like this is starting to separate here. Let's go check out and see what it looks like. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath. I'm trying to get everything rounded up for this video. I think we're just gonna jump into it this time. I haven't really been anywhere interesting or any parks to show any B-roll, plus YouTube is showing me through analytics that either I'm making terrible videos or I just need to get to the point because my retention's really terrible. I'm still learning, right? So anyway, excuse the shirt 2 sizes too small and the little pooch that I have. I just had a big lunch and it's hot toddy season, so that is what it is. Anyway, so this is a poly blend plus sanded grout. It says for grout joints from 1/8 to 1/2 inch and the color alabaster, I think. Yep, alabaster, so it's kind of like a beigey color. Hopefully it comes out to be that, not too terribly white. So what I'm wanting to do is paint. It's not really paint, it's like German schmearing, over grouting a flower bed in front. I'll take you up there and I'll show you what we're working with. But the mortar is starting to separate. There's a lot of discoloration on the top. It was kind of done kind of shoddy. Do apologize for in advance all the noise you're gonna hear, planes and cars. It's just impossible to film outside, and I'm sure all my neighbors' eyes are gonna be on me while I'm filming this out front. So that's gonna be super awkward. Oh God. Anyway, from what I understand, this is going to be pretty easy to do. I think you just mix this with water until you get like a cake consistency. And you just kind of slap it on and wipe it off with a sponge. Hopefully it's going to be as easy as it sounds. I'm definitely more of a guide, not a guru. So let me figure out all the kinks for you. And if it does turn out looking well, like I think it will, I've looked at a lot of inspiration on Google and it all looks really nice. So if I do get this done correctly, then you know any idiot can do it. Okay, here I am blabbing on. I said I wouldn't. Let's get to mixing this with some water and take you to the front. So you see, like this is starting to separate here, and like the color of the mortar and the stone are off, and so they just look chunky. This wasn't done correctly. Like there are things that you can use to cap off flower beds, and this guy did a work harder not smarter method and like took the same type of stone here and then like cut them like loaves of bread and just like pieced them together with these giant mortar. Anyway, I'm just gonna kind of unify like all the color by just basically filling in all the gaps and essentially painting the tops. This side doesn't look as bad. This side looks a little bit whiter, but this side looks really odd. Like, what is all these different colors? And like this is getting, I don't know if like a lot of sun doesn't get here. So I don't want to mix too much of this up at one time, because even though it is middle of November, it is 80 degrees today. And I don't want this to dry out before I have a chance to really get in there and do what I want to do. So I'm just going to do, I don't know, maybe 1/4 of the bag, maybe. Who knows, guys? And I'm just going to add some water. And, oh yeah, that's real cute. Like, add some water and mix it up. Try not to breathe that in. You might be thinking, who the hell are you to tell me how to do masonry work? And you would be right. All right, guys, let's see what this does. Oh, Jesus. Okay. All right. I don't think that's exactly what I'm going for. That looks very soupy. I don't know if you can see how soupy that is. I think it needs more. I think it's still too goopy. Ugh. Let's put just a little bit more in. They say like cake batter, so I think think that's okay. I think I'm gonna leave that. It's like little impressions. Yeah, that's good. All right. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was about to cry. I'm just like, oh my god, I think I've completely jacked this up. But I think I like it. All right, guys, I think I've got it figured out. I was really freaked out at first when I was putting this down because it was such a stark difference. It started to look really white. Honestly, it's just one of those things you have to trust the process, because the more you put on it and the more it starts to fill this in, the more uniform it starts to look, and that's exactly what I was going for. So things I've learned: definitely wet everything, slap it on there. You can get it on there with a sponge if you want to, but honestly, just working it in with your hand. Then when it starts to dry down a little bit, you can come back and just kind of kick off the top of whatever's loose, the grout, with your glove, and it dries down pretty good. It's doing exactly what I want it to do anyway, so. The worst part about making videos is that I can't listen to music, and I cannot sing, y'all. I'm not gonna put y'all through that, and I'm not gonna put my neighbors through that. Miss the days when you could like sit back and watch a video of like Trisha Paytas eating a bleeding heart playing Daenerys for 20 minutes and just eat that up. Like, what? Like, why can't I do that? Like, why can't I have that gift of gab? Oh, excuse the sweaty mess. That is me. Wow, this has been a lot of ups and downs and regrets and almost some tears. If I haven't already said it, this is the epitome of one of those times where you have to trust the process. I put it on, it looked a little stark, freaked me out, watered it down, and then it just essentially looked like I was whitewashing it, which is not necessarily what I wanted, because you could still see some of the bird poop and the different discolorations. I still wanted, the point of doing this was for it to be all one color, right? Or more uniform anyway. And yeah, I'm really super pleased with how the top turned out. So I'm gonna keep on, and I'm just gonna tack all the sides and the fronts and fill in gaps and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do now. I am aware that I probably should have rinsed off all of the mud and whatever that's sticking to this before I do this, but I'm not gonna, because if some of it comes off, I'm okay with that too. So I want it to look worn. I don't want it to be too pristine. So some of this is gonna flake off anyway, and I'm all right with that. What I've decided to do is just come in and do like the tops half of this where there's not any dirt, and then I can come in at the very last with the glove and get whatever's on the bottom. Wow, these bugs are eating me up. I can get whatever's on this bottom side with the glove, and won't worry about it getting dirty or getting grass on it, you know. Honestly, I watched a lot of videos and inspiration for this, and this is basically how they did it. Some people used a trowel, but I mean, this is a little bit easier to get in it with your hands and just get it all covered. By the way, these kitchen sink gloves, whatever, are a lifesaver. The little latex gloves were just falling off. Oh, and if I didn't mention yet, it's a good thing, like after it dries down a little bit, to come in and kind of like knock some off with your glove. Just helps to get rid of some of the like brush marks, I guess, with your fingers. It just makes it a little bit more smooth. So the camera died, but you really didn't miss that much. I was towards the end of it anyway. The only thing I really did was put another layer on the top and then knocked it off with the glove, like I said, just to kind of build it up a little bit so you couldn't see the mortar connections as much. And I swept everything up, and by the time I realized that the camera was dead, the sun was already starting to set. So I haven't seen it in the day yet. I'm hoping that nothing's cracked. So anyway, let's go check out and see what it looks like now. Oh my God. No, I'm just kidding. It looks great. What did y'all think? Do you hate it? Do you love it? I've read so many comments on other people's projects like this, and it is really polarizing. Some people just absolutely hate it, and some people really love it. I think it looks 1,000 times better than it did. At the end of the day, it's my house, so if you hate it, thankfully you don't have to look at it every day, but I really hope that the before and after comes across on camera, because in person it just seems to be a little bit more dramatic. But it is what it is. Hopefully it was worth a video worth making. Hopefully it helps somebody if you are looking to do that. It was relatively easy. It's like a day at the gym as far as your arm's concerned. Anyway, I thought that before I let you go, I would give you a sneak peek on what the next video is going to be. It's going to be decorating for Christmas. And this year I see that Ralph Lauren is all the craze. Ralph Lauren Christmas everywhere. And funny enough, we have been collecting things, you know, for a while that are, I guess, Ralph Lauren-esque in terms of like woodland creatures and furs and stuff like that. So we've always just called it like cozy cabin, aspen Christmas, whatever. We never called it Ralph Lauren. But since that is a thing this year, I could just buy a few things and really lean into that. So I just thought I would just show you a few of the things that I bought, and then everything else is stored in tubs in the attic. So y'all won't be able to see that until the video. But here's the first thing, is this little Ralph Lauren-esque teddy bear. Probably not good for anybody that has a pacemaker because it has magnets in it. But I thought it was super cute. You can attach his little hands to his ears or to his mouth. There it is. And you can like attach them, just the hands. Anyway, super, super cute, right? Love him. The other thing that I see repeated a lot in Ralph Lauren design are feathers. And so I picked these up. All this is from Amazon, by the way. Oh, I'll show you these. And these are gonna be on the tablescape. And if I have enough, if I bought enough, I'm gonna put them on the Christmas tree as well. And maybe on the chandelier if I can figure out what I'm doing with that. The next thing is this, I think it's called Blue Titan, Green Titan, Black Titan, I'm not sure. It's like a plaid. This is gonna be the tablecloth. And I really love the way it looks to have a tablecloth below to the bottom of the floor, but I just find it really hard to get in and out of the table, and I'm gonna have lit candles, and that just seems like that's gonna be a disaster after a few drinks. So this is just gonna kind of come off the table, but not impede with entry of the chairs. So I think I'm gonna put a white runner on top of this, maybe in the middle, but I don't know how much of that you're gonna see. Anyway, love this. And one more thing that I thought was really pretty, I've been looking for something like this for years. I love the idea of having candles on the tree because it just seems so antique or what have you. Anyway, so these just sit on a branch, I guess. I'm gonna have to figure out how to secure that a little bit better. And they have this really beautiful crystal ball, hopefully, and that's gonna reflect a lot of light. And then you just put a little battery in this candle and voila. So I think this was a pack of, yeah, it's a pack of 10, and it does come with a little remote so you don't have to turn them all on and off individually. Anyway, guys, hopefully this video was somewhat interesting. If not, I'm sure the next one will be better. It will be all Christmas themed. So until then, I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.